Good morning, everybody, and a happy Wednesday morning to you. I hope everybody's week is going well. We actually have a lot to cover, but when do we not have a lot to cover? We have some good news and we have some interesting news. But before we get to that news, I have a sponsor, so listen closely. Hi, guys. Let's have another talk really quickly about the Better Not Younger hair products. I just want to recap for you everything that I've used in my hair. To start off with, they sent me a sample of the shampoo and conditioner. I used it. I showed you guys how it turned out. They also sent me a sample of their hairspray. Look how well that worked for me. Next up, I tried a sample of their special silver shampoo, and we saw the results. After that, it was the hair butter, which turned my hair into silk. You guys have all remarked on how much healthier my hair looks. Look how shiny, look how silky. Now, I have had multiple people reach out to me and say, Sue, my hair's not gray. Sue, I don't have this issue or that issue. Remember, there's a questionnaire on the website that you fill out, and that questionnaire will help you determine which products you need. We all don't have the same needs for our hair, but just remember also, you want to get on quickly to reverse any damage that's already been done and to give your hair and scalp the best start that you can. So don't forget to go into the description box and use the code SueSmith10 to get your discount. You have absolutely nothing to lose by trying the Better Not Younger hair products. All right, you guys, super important. Now let's jump into today's information because there's a lot. Let's go. We're going to start off with Catherine, the Princess of Wales. She was discharged from the hospital on Monday. They said she's making good progress and she's heading home to recoup at home. Now, this is the interesting thing. They said she was discharged from the hospital on Monday, but the weird thing is nobody saw her leave. Okay, I'm sure there has to be a way in and out. And a couple days ago, a car was seen leaving the hospital with blacked out windows. So I was thinking maybe she left the hospital a couple of days ago and they're just now announcing it, because they did say that she would be in the hospital for 10 days and supposedly she was there for 13. Who knows? What difference does it make? She's entitled to her medical privacy. So she's heading back to Windsor and she's going to recuperate there at home. They are saying, Kensington Palace did say in a statement that she is making excellent progress and that Catherine wished a big thank you to everybody at the London clinic, especially the nursing staff, and that they are grateful for all the well wishes they have received from around the world. I think that's very nice. Good for her. You know, she was being bullied to release more information. Now, again, just a reminder, she was not seen leaving the hospital. I think she was going out the back door while Charles was coming in the front door. But as you can see, her assistant was seen driving away. And with Charles, we know that he went into the hospital for a prostate procedure. He told everybody what he was going in for. He was only supposed to be there for 2 days. However, he is now on day 3. They did not discharge him. They're saying in the paper that they extended his stay for quote unquote precautionary measures, which made people go, oh my goodness, maybe something else is happening with him. Now, and they're saying that because it was understood he would only stay longer than 2 nights if there was an unexpected issue. Anyway, they expect him to be off of work for about a month. He's going to try to keep like private audiences and, paperwork, but he's going to have to take it easy. Well, then, boom, he was discharged. What do you know? He walked out. He looked great. Of course, an announcement was put out by Buckingham Palace, and he walked out with Camilla by his side, which I think is really sweet. She has been there multiple times every day to visit him, tea time, the whole bit. And everybody was like, well, William didn't visit Catherine. William did, but he somehow managed to slide, they said, in and out of the hospital without being seen, because the first time it was just like ridiculous. Now, as a result of him being out of commission for about a month, they're saying that Camilla is going to have to step in and act as the most senior working royal and help support Charles while he's recuperating from his surgery. But they're saying it's not a big deal because Camilla is more than up to the task, which I happen to agree. She kept up with her engagements this week. On Monday, she went to Swindon. Then on Tuesday, she was in London at the Refugees Gala Center. She's not stopping what she's doing. Good for her. All right, moving on. Next up, we are going to move on to Mike Tyndall. I just love this. So he went and took place in a Rugby for Heroes family fun run, and he ran with his 5-year-old daughter, Lena. So it was a charity fun run. I think that's really sweet. I'm glad if the two of them were able to make it the whole way through the race. I wouldn't make it 10 steps. For those of you who are unaware, this Rugby for Heroes group gives financial and personal support to women and servicemen to help them transition from military back into civilian life. And they use rugby to help assist with that process. I love it. Now, I can't lie. I also love the fact that the article says if you're not a runner, you can walk it, or you can take part with friends, take the kids, have a catch up with the family, bring the dog. That would be me. It'd be 10 o'clock at night and I'd be crossing that finish line. Moving on, is anybody really surprised to hear that Harry and Meghan have lost yet another employee? What does that make this, number 19? Oh my goodness, it's like a revolving door there. The guy's name is Bennett Levine. He was promoted to manager of Archewell in 2022, and he left the company this month. I find it so funny that when he was hired, Omid Scobie spoke out about it and said that his being hired showed that Archewell was a hive of activity that continues to grow. And of course, he left at the same time that it's being rumored Netflix may not renew its deal with Harry and Meghan. Very interesting. Moving on. All right, Unlikely Bot pointed out that Harry's case against the Mirror is going back to court. It went to court by the time you hear this on Monday to determine what further damages are due in relation to articles that Harry brought to the judge's attention, saying that these were also, ill-gotten gains. Whether he'll actually get some more money or not will be interesting. There's 115 other articles and payment records, so it'll be interesting. Listen, he'll come out as the Dragon Slayer again. You guys should also be aware that Harry's lawyers are looking to collect $2.5 million in fees from that British tabloid phone hacking case. They may ask for that, but that doesn't mean they're going to get it. And that should tell you how much Harry will be on the hook for if they don't win these fees in court. Now, I've covered this in a previous video. This is just going to be really the Cliff Notes version because I have an update to the story. So, yeah. Harry has now stepped up and is demanding an investigation into the claims that the Daily Mail put out. Now, there's a lot of finger pointing because the Board of African Parks has come up and basically said that the other organization is not cooperating. They're finger pointing. They've chosen not to cooperate. And, nobody wants to take responsibility for what happened, essentially. But the other group has stepped up and put out a tweet, Survival International, saying that they actually spoke to African parks and that this has been an ongoing issue for 10 years and they have done absolutely nothing. So I will be very interested to see how this goes. And I also showed this, which I think it's important for the general public. Sussex supporters say that Harry had no involvement in the African parks. However, as you can see, it clearly says that the board members are responsible for the overall governance of the organization. And of course, in case you were unaware, Harry is a board member. You know what? He knew about this. He didn't do anything about it. He got caught. And now it's blowing up in his face in a massive way. He knew it. He did nothing about it. Because it's all about his image, the Sussex's image, blah, blah, blah. He should be ashamed of himself. Ashamed. And Meghan knew about it too. And she didn't take action. I thought she was all about women's rights. Ugh. So with all of this hoopla, it is now coming out that Harry has been urged to step down from the board of the charity due to the allegations. More and more information is coming out. So the human rights group Survival International apparently wrote to Harry in May of 2023 and sent him a video message from a local woman who flat out told him what was going on, that the guards were stopping them from going into the forest. Also, the young lady who claims that she was assaulted while holding her baby. The guard was dismissed after an internal investigation was done. He served 2 months behind bars and was ordered to pay the woman £1,300 in compensation. And she said that she's not received the majority of the money. So yeah, people want Harry to step down now that it's come out he knew everything. Well, Meghan's mole said no, he shouldn't be allowed to step down. He should be held accountable and responsible like any other charity president and member of a board would be. I completely agree with that. Moving on. Now, whenever bad stuff like that comes out, they put out other stories to try to take the attention. And that's exactly what this is. Harry and Meghan had a security stare because there have been burglaries in the area while they were in Jamaica. Guess what? Their house was not broken into. But they warned the couple they could be next because their mansion is a 5-minute drive from a property that was hit on Wednesday. Oh, but it's not the first security scare that they've ever had, the article goes on. They had 6 security alerts in the first 14 months after their move to America. You guys get it? It's one of those, you should feel sorry for us because one of our neighbors got broken into. We didn't get broken into. We've got unbelievable security, but they did, and now we've gotten a warning. So I'm going with this Twitter user. Every time they get criticized, they claim drones, predators, car chases. What's next? A kidnap attempt? And oh my God, watch. That something like that will happen. And I also believe with Paula K, we have the fire that wasn't, the high-speed chase that didn't happen, and now the traumatic non-burglary. Yep. Moving on. Now, this next story I absolutely wanted to touch it on because we saw on video that Harry and Meghan, I wonder if we've since found out, they flew there on a private jet, they were put up in a hotel, Paramount invited them, probably gave them some cash for doing it too. But they were brought in because, as I've told you guys before, they are literally royals for hire. The movie premiere wasn't getting enough attention, so they brought Harry and Meghan out to, bring attention to it. But that doesn't mean that when they got to the actual showing, they were going to stay with the VIPs. Instead, they really looked put out. They were made to sit in a different area away from everybody else with people who were not dressed up. And they looked really unhappy and miserable. Well, that's what happens when, you're being used in that fashion. They know they're being used. We have all seen this video where they look put out when they're put on row 8 with people wearing t-shirts and baseball caps while she's in this huge gown, which she was probably quite uncomfortable in. Now, several people have said online that there were 3 separate theaters and they were not in the same theater with the VIP people. I do not know if that was true or not. There weren't enough pictures, you know what I'm saying? But I think what's going on here is Meghan really thought that they were going to be supreme guests of honors and they were going to get just the best seat and the best of everything. And yeah, it just didn't happen that way. And it was also noted that while Meghan was absolutely dressed to the nines, Harry was like everybody else in the theater. No tie, no belt, relaxed. Yeah. Just as a side note, people are saying that they're desperate to be seen because Harry and Meghan are not invited to anything by anybody. They're complete Hollywood outsiders. Like I've said before, they will go to the opening of an envelope if it'll get them seen and noticed. The problem is with all the negative press, I know they think that even negative press is good because any press is good. But honestly, I just don't think that's a good thing. All right, moving on. And finally, it's being reported, we all knew that Meghan was supposed to be, writing a book. And we know that Penguin Random House asked to see the first 3 chapters because after all, Harry's book was a financial disaster for them. Well, now it's being claimed that Prince Harry is blocking the memoir because he realizes it's going to dig a hole even further with his family, and he's trying to prevent any more future angst with them. I mean, here's the thing. She was only in the family for 18 months. We've already heard everything they've had to say. What happened to the whole we're not going to be negative anymore? What happened to we're only going to be positive with love and light? And instead, this book was just going to be another wine fest. We all know that. We've all heard it before. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's just a little shocking. She was going to write a book all about how she met Harry. I'm sure it'll be a different take. All right, you guys, reminder, double check and make sure you're still subscribed. If not, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget that in the description box, you'll find links to my Patreon and to my father's book. Those of you who've donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.